We spoke about that the person is not allowed to touch a tree on Shabbat. And also, whatever is attached to the tree is also for a person to move it or to touch it. Shulchan Aruch says, "Asur l'shtamesh b'sadadei a'inan, aval b'sadadei sadadin mutar." That means that anything is attached to the tree is asur to use that, and anything is attached to that attachment, then is mutar. So what are the examples for that? A lot of times a person puts a hook on a tree, or you put a needle on the tree, or a piece of what's his name? Anything attached to the tree. Then you put something on that. The problem is that piece, that needle, that hook that you put on the tree, that becomes part of a tree. That's not sadadeh sadadin. Therefore, if you have a basket attached to that hook, a lot of times people have that, and let's say you go especially people go to the mountains for summer, they have this hook, and then they have a towel attached to that hook. You are not allowed to touch. You are not allowed to use that towel, because that hook becomes part of a tree. Is not sadadin, and then the towel becomes sadadeh sadadin, because the hook fell to the tree, it becomes part of a tree. Then therefore the towel becomes part of a tree itself, and there one is not allowed to use that. Same thing, if you have a basket, attach it to the tree, and there's apple inside the basket, you cannot take that apple out, because the basket becomes sadadeh tree, not sadadeh sadadim. Now, the same thing, if you, let's say you have, if you have a piece of metal attached to the tree, and then you put hammock. A lot of times people have hammocks and they attach to the tree. The question is, are you allowed to sit on that hammock? If the hammock is attached to the hook, then you cannot do that. But if there is a piece of metal attached to the tree, then you hook up the hammock on that piece of metal, then it's mutar to sit on it, as long as when you sit on it, the tree does not move, right? It's not a secretion that the tree moves, because if the tree moves, if something falls from the tree, then it's a she'elah of mukseh, and therefore the person has to make sure that the first one, it has to be attached before Shabbat. He cannot attach it on Shabbat itself, and also it has to be in a way that is not going to move the tree, and nothing falls from the tree. Then it's mutar to sit on it or to sleep on it on Shabbat. But again, I want to make you understand, it has to be a korah, it has to be something, a piece of metal attached to the tree. Then the hammock becomes sadadeh sadadim of that hammock, of that piece of metal. But if it's a hook, and the hammock attached to the hook, then it's sadadeh eilan, the Shulchan Aruch is also.